My first guest this morning is Miriam Haugen of Haugens Gallery. Good morning, Miriam. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I'd like to start out for our audience and give a brief history of you and our community. How long have you lived here and done business here? And just tell them the tale.
Okay, so Neil and I came here separately as college students and went to Western, although it was OCE at the time, and we met in the music department, and then during the course of our college years, we fell in love, we got married, we got sidetracked in this whole photography thing, and I grew up in a family of avid amateur photographers, so that's kind of how that happened. But in fact, some of these photographs that you're seeing probably behind us may look a little random. I just have to give you a little story. We started our studio 40 years ago. And one of the photograph of the guy, you know, with the curly hair and with the, anyway, in the dark room holding up a print, that's Neil. That is Neil when we first opened our studio. He normally combed his hair and looked very businessy, but yep, there he is.
I like that. That's a good look.
And then there's also a photograph of me sitting at a desk and puzzling over things because initially that was my job, was just to kind of keep the business part of it straight. And you've got to notice there's a typewriter over on the left. We actually had a typewriter.
Oof, tomato.
Yeah. It was no computers. It was all hand stuff.
What year did you guys first open?
So that was 1977.
Oof, my goodness.
1977, yep.
What was the biggest challenge for you guys just getting started? Was it learning the business stuff, or was it more of the photography side, or accruing clients, or?
Oh, all of it. Yeah, the business side of it. I mean, we knew nothing about business. It was pretty ridiculous. But we were willing to learn, and we had some really good mentors early on. And Clarence Palmer had a photography studio in Dallas, and he was really good about, helping us out when we needed help. We had some good, a couple down in Cottage Grove. Anyway, we made some really good contacts and people that really taught us both, how to deal with clients and how to run the business part of it. We did have this, to the new businesses starting out, we were kind of going, why aren't people coming to us? We open up and, it's crickets chirping. And it does take time. We thought, okay, people are waiting to see if we're going to last. And how are we going to last if people don't actually come and try us out?
Totally.
So it did take time, but we were patient.
Yeah,
I guess.
Patience is a challenge.
And persevered.
Perseverance is the other, the two P's of business success.
Right.
So you guys have recently, and throughout your tenure here at Haugens Gallery, have gotten awards within the industry, and also kind of now Neil does some education.
Right.
And so how did that process get started? How did you guys get into that?
Well, one of the very first piece of advice that Clarence Palmer gave us was that you need to join the Professional Photographers of Oregon. And so we did. We joined this organization, went to our first convention, and that's where we met up with other photographers that started mentoring us. But also there's a print competition that goes on. And the first couple of years we just looked at the print competition and went, ooh, that looks scary. That's cool. And then we thought, yeah, maybe we should do that. And so we entered print competition, and it was quite the ego-bruising experience. And but again, persevered and kept learning more and more about how do you do this, and how do you make the print, the image, just sing when it comes up in front of the judge. What that really did too, beyond just making us feel good, it really pushed us to be better, and it did definitely have an effect on the work that we were doing for our clients too. We learned techniques that we never would have learned if we hadn't been pushing ourselves.
Gotcha.
And virtually all of our work that we have entered in print competition has been from regular client sessions.
Wow.
And so when we're photographing, often we push ourselves just to, okay, we're doing this, typical like high school senior session, going, okay, doing the, leaning up against the tree and all these things that people like but are not going to do anything in print competition. And then we'd go, you know what, I have this idea. Let's try something different.
Is it ever a challenge for you guys to find clients that are willing to give you that, we'll try something crazy, or is that you see most people are on board at this point?
Oh, most people, I would say, are on board. There are some people that say, no, I really don't want to do that.
I really just want us all on the tree. Yeah.
And that's fine. But usually, we're excited. We go, oh, I have this idea I've always wanted to try. And they get excited too.
Right. Well, if you're excited, it's contagious.
Yeah.
Right?
And they go, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. And so then they never, they didn't always necessarily buy those photographs.
Sure.
But they were excited to be part of the process.
Oh, absolutely, and feel like a little something special happened. I love that.
Right.
And so, at what point in your guys' business journey did you guys decide to join the chamber? What were the reasons for that? And it may have been a long time ago, so I'll cut you some slack on exacts. But.
Okay, so I think we joined the chamber right off because we felt like that's what business people do, and we were trying to be were trying to be grown-up business people, even though we were like in our early 20s.
Right.
And we thought, yeah, this is important. But for many years, we were just really busy running our business, and for a long time the only chamber meetings were noontime meetings, and to stop what I was doing and take an hour and a half out of my day to go to this meeting didn't seem like the best use of my time, so I really just paid my dues, and that was it.
And we're included, and there we go.
Right.
Exactly.
And then it really was, I don't know, 5 years ago or something that I got asked to be on the board, and I talked it over with Neil, and he said, you know what, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to step it up and engage with the community a little bit more than we have. And so I said yes, and just realized that I really liked being a part of the organization. I was meeting all kinds of people that I hadn't really had occasion to meet, other business people, and made friends, and it's really been a great experience.
Awesome. And what kind of insight, I guess, did you get once you went from just being a chamber member to being a board member? Was there any kind of dynamic shift or lifting of the veil for you? Did you see anything or learn anything that surprised you, getting a little bit more involved in the chamber?
Well, I was a little distressed to find out that there was still this some competition between the two cities. I was going, really? I knew there was back in the 70s. I didn't realize that was still going on. Right. And so that was a little disheartening to me, because I'm going, wow, it's two separate towns. We're just awfully small, together. We're a community of a significant enough size that we could actually do stuff, and so I know the two cities have their own characters and are great, but we really, I think, can build each other up.
Absolutely. Was there ever a challenge, or maybe I don't know what we would call this, photographer's block, something like that you overcame? And did the chamber help you at all with anything like that, or was that something that you just kind of found a solution for on your own, or does that question make sense?
Well, yeah, I can't think of anything really that periodically I'll have, I'll have creative blocks, and I'll kind of, but, and honestly, a lot of those inspirations have come from other sources, and maybe not necessarily from the chamber.
Like your webinar addiction?
Yes, I love webinars. Sure. Certain webinars, certain kinds of things. I just go, ooh, that sounds interesting.
Absolutely. If there was a business out there in the audience that was kind of on the fence about joining the chamber, what would you tell them?
That people do business with people they know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that once they know you and they go, yeah, I like that person, and sure, I should try them out. That if you just stay holed up in your own little business, that that it's not going to grow, and reaching out, there's always positive things that are going to come from that. You never know what you never know what though.
Right.
The kinds of contacts that you're going to make and the people you're going to meet and how that might all pan out.
That's what my grandpa Doug told me about college. He said sometimes it's not the courses you're taking, but the people you're meeting. That's what's going to make your future what it ends up being. And I'm realizing more and more is 100% true. It's all about connection.
Yes.
And sometimes it's even crazy that a connection you might make in your personal life also impacts your business or your organization. The world is small, and it gets smaller every day, is what I'm realizing.
Right.
So you guys have been in business for 41 years. And I know you guys have some new stuff that's coming up. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to tell the folks watching what they can look forward to.
Well, people that have been going by on Main Street may have noticed, I hope, that we've been sprucing some things up and making some changes. But we are all about Santa these days. And we've created Santa Experience. And there's actually a room. There's one door that's painted red, and that's not the entrance to the business, but behind that door is Santa's workshop.
Santa lives there.
So, well, he doesn't live there. This is where he visits when he's in Monmouth. He lives at the North Pole.
Oh, I guess that's true. I wouldn't give that up either.
So,
real estate.
Anyway, but he does really like coming to Monmouth. He's got friends here, and
I could see
it
that.
works out. And so the whole experience this is not like lining up. It's so totally different than the mall Santa kind of experience. But we have wardrobe for the children. We have vintage nightgowns and pajamas for them to wear. So it has the right look. Santa in the image that you're seeing, he's sprinkling his magic dust to activate their special gift that they received from Santa.
Wow.
And it is just awesome. They have milk and cookies with Santa. They paint toys and help him with the magic paint. And it is just an awesome experience. The parents are sitting there watching it and are just tearing up because they're going, oh my gosh.
What a beautiful
It is
memory
really a
they get
way
to have.
I think, for us to tap into that inner child.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I tap into the inner 5-year-old Miriam when I'm doing this. And for the parents and grandparents to remember that too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And for more information on Santa Experience stuff, they can check out your website or give you a call.
So yeah, on the regular Haugens Gallery website, there actually isn't anything about Santa on that. We have a separate website called Santa Experience Oregon.
His own website.
Yes, SantaExperienceOregon.com. And, I probably should have a link that's on my regular website. That's probably silly that I don't, but right now, I don't.
The things we don't think of until we get asked. I'm sorry, Miriam.
So I've kind of treated it as a separate thing. I don't want people going to a regular website and getting, and seeing, high school seniors and families and things necessarily, or the people that are coming looking for that to get confused anyway.
Right. Gotcha.
But I probably should still have a link between the two.
Awesome. And is this your first year or second year doing the Santa Experience proper, the way that it is
Okay.
now?
We're building it. I've been doing portraits with Santa for a number of years, and so I had quite a following. And we did little bits and pieces of this, but not like it is now. Last year was our first year doing Santa Experience, and we've just really, made it all much more magical this year.
Awesome.
So.
Well, I just wanted to encourage any of our audience members to really think of Miriam if you're looking for anything special for the holidays. She's a local business. They've been here forever, and it would be a great way to support your community. And you get to see Santa, which for those of us who haven't seen him in decades, it's a good opportunity to catch up with him yourself and
You bet.
check in, see how he's doing. So Miriam, I just wanted to say thank you so much for your time with me today, and we'll have some more guests when we come back on Chamber Chat. Welcome back. My next guest is Chad from Servpro. Welcome, Chad. How are you?
Good morning, Vicki. I'm good. Thanks for having us here.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to first off give my audience kind of a background on what Servpro is, what they do. It's one of those things where you might not know unless you need them, and so I want them to know.
We are exactly one of those companies that you do not know us until you need us. Servpro of Lincoln and Polk counties and Servpro of Salem West, we are a disaster cleanup company. So if any of your viewers have a disaster, fire, water, flood, biohazard, vandalism, we're the folks you call to come clean up the mess.
Awesome. And how familiar are you with the Monmouth Independence area? Have you kind of been popping in and out of our community for a minute, or are you more Salem familiar? How does that work?
So my familiarity with this particular area is mainly on the business side of things, and then also on the event side of things. So when there's the Independence Day parade and the events down at the waterfront. So that's basically my familiarity.
Gotcha.
The majority of it does come from the business side of things.
Oh, I believe it. I guess my question for you, because you're in a very unique kind of position where you help such a wide base of folks, your area of reach is so large.
Right.
So you probably have experience with a multitude of other chambers besides ours.
Yeah, we're involved in multiple chambers for our franchise area, Marion County, Lincoln, and Polk counties. So we're involved in pretty much every chamber. And we do that for specific reasons. Two reasons. One is self-serving. We want to grow our business.
Right.
And the other part is to serve others. Our business is really based out of serving the needs of others in a time of distress.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why we're involved in the chambers. So we're able to do business and able to help other people.
Have you seen any big differences in interacting with chambers in different areas? Anything to note, or anything you want to share, or anything that would maybe get you in trouble?
Kind of a cliche would be a culture.
Oh, yeah.
Every chamber that we're involved with has their own particular culture.
Right.
And that seems to be based on the area that they're located in.
Absolutely.
From the coast to here, going towards Salem and eastward and up north, every chamber has its own culture. But there's a couple of things that probably knit all of the chambers together, and that's the desire to support the business environment in the cities that they operate in. We know that strong chambers help build a strong community, and so that's why we're big proponents of being involved in the chambers that we are involved with.
Now, do you guys have any challenge in marketing because you're in this industry where you're needed in an emergency, or have you guys kind of figured out a way to get out in front of people before they need you?
Marketing is probably a challenge for any business, even for the chambers.
Absolutely.
We find our best success is being involved in the community. And we do that on a couple of different levels and a couple of different fronts. Because we are a marketing company, I'll have to leave some of those tidbits out because we believe those should be some of our trade secrets.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
how we do business.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that's in a nutshell.
Okay.
Marketing is important, and then also being able to perform the services that you promote. And I'm happy to say that I've been with the company for 4 years.
Wow.
The company's been around for 19. So we've been able to do both of those things. Allow people or let people know what we do, and then we're able to support people by providing the services that we offer.
Awesome. And so when you're on a project, you need guys that have certifications, I'm assuming, in like electrical stuff or that kind of thing. Is that a challenge to find folks that are qualified?
Our projects are varied in terms of what is required for each particular job. Sometimes, we do need some of those licensed, skilled people, whether it's electricians or HVAC.
Sure.
Our particular industry is interesting in that you do not. It does not require you to have a state license to perform disaster cleanup.
Oh, cool.
Cool on some
Right.
on some levels, and then maybe not so cool on some other levels. For the unknowing homeowner, you know, maybe they don't want somebody that doesn't know what they're doing in their home.
Right. There's no guarantee that they've been evaluated on their skill level.
Evaluated. The
Right.
state doesn't do any evaluation. We're a licensed general contractor, but in terms of our cleaning ability, we follow standards set by the IICRC.
Which is?
So they are the certification body for our industry as a whole.
Cool.
And so if anything went to, hey, some kind of litigation or what's the protocol to provide this type of service, the IICRC would be the handbook, would be the Bible for our industry.
Sure.
So I'm certified. I have there's certain levels. There's multiple levels of certification. I have 2 of them, but we have master level certified people in our franchise.
Wow.
And then we train our people in Servpro standards and methods, and then we send a number of people through the IICRC schooling.
Gotcha. So that you can guarantee that everyone's at the same level of skill. They all know what the rules are.
Skill, understanding, protocol, process. Our work probably looks pretty easy, but how you get to the end result in the shortest amount of time possible, that comes with time, training, and using some of those skills that we've learned.
And kind of in this same vein of conversation, I assume that your customer service folks have to be super well trained because they're dealing with folks in kind of their least polite time, I would guess.
Nobody calls us because they want to do a kitchen remodel,
Exactly.
or a bathroom
Right.
remodel, or lay new flooring. They
Right.
call us because they have a disaster.
Right.
So a lot of what we do on the front side of that is we provide a listening ear and hope for the homeowner or the business owner that, hey, this will be all right. We'll get it back to pre-loss condition, because that's what most of the insurance companies want us to do. Make them whole as soon as possible.
Right.
What's interesting, though, also in our industry, sometimes a loss in somebody's home could be a blessing in disguise. So if they have a dishwasher leak and it damages their floors, guess what? They probably will get
A new dishwasher.
and new floors,
And new floors.
and maybe new counters, and a whole new kitchen. It's
When you
interesting.
give a mouse a cookie kind of a situation.
There you go.
Awesome. Is there anything else you guys have coming up event-wise that our folks at home should know about? I know you guys do a few community-focused events.
Yeah, so we just came off of our 10th annual charity golf event where we support a local nonprofit. This year, the beneficiary of the funds were the Salem Fire Foundation.
Oh, wow.
Over the last 10 years, our franchise has raised over $100,000 to give back.
Wow.
And this year, we were able to write a check to the Salem Fire Foundation for over $17,000.
Woohoo!
And that's just not us. That's just not us writing a check.
Right.
It's the other sponsors and supporters and golf teams that come out and give of their time, energy, and resources to
Absolutely.
make this Salem or the Servpro Salem West Charity Golf event spectacular.
Awesome. Yeah, I know when I used to work in Salem, I had friends that would go every year and help volunteer, and that was a thing they looked forward to. They always had a great time, even just volunteering and kind of working at the event.
Yep.
And to me, that shows that you're doing something right if the folks that volunteer are excited to be there.
You know, you've got to build up a little excitement in whatever you're doing, because if we're not excited, why should we expect others to, rally behind us and be excited for the cause?
So when you started at Servpro, did you go straight into the position you were in, or did you kind of have to work up the ladder a little bit to get where you are?
I came straight into the position, but I've had to work up the ladder in terms of leadership and understanding and industry knowledge. I didn't have any knowledge when I started. But our industry is probably one of the most amazing to be a part of, in the simple fact that you can provide this service anywhere in the country, in any major metro market. So if somebody is willing and able to work and they have a desire to learn and grow, this industry could take people anywhere.
Wow. So it can be a golden ticket if you work to check it in, kind of a deal.
If you were to check it in and really put your skin in the game.
Oh yeah. There's always there's that famous quote I'll think of later, has something to do with without any risk there's no reward, and I feel like just across the business industry as a whole, no matter what specific industry you're in, that's true. Even with chamber stuff,
That's an excellent point. You know, you might have some people that watch this and say, I don't want to be involved in the chamber because they just take my money and they don't give me anything in return. The reality is our returns have come multiple times over and over again. And so for those that are watching, get involved in the chamber, not only just by paying your membership dues, but also participate in the weekly meetings, monthly meetings, and whatever else that there's going on. You will find return and value in your membership.
Yeah, what Chad said. And with that, I think I'm going to wish you all a fantastic November. Please stay tuned to our Facebook and email page where we will be posting updates on Small Business Saturday, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. If you have any questions or would like to be a future guest of Chamber Chat, you can always call us or email us at the information on the screen. And until next month, I'm Vicki Fetters Delfino, and I just wanted to say thank you for shopping local, and we'll see you next month.